Hi, I'm Kiki and I'm the Starlight Witch. Happy winter solstice to anyone who celebrates the changing of the seasons. I actually completely forgot about the winter solstice and I didn't do anything for it. It completely slipped my mind. Today's video is going to be about ways you can celebrate the new year as a witch or a pagan, and particularly a Hellenic pagan, because I'm a Hellenic pagan and that's where all my beliefs come from, and everything in this video will be coming from my own personal beliefs, so you can add or change anything or not do anything I say. It's just so you can have ideas of ways you can celebrate, and you can change anything that doesn't feel right for you. In this video, I'm going to give a little bit of history, some themes surrounding the New Year's, and associated crystals, herbs and plants, foods and drinks, animals, and different deities. I will also give a few ideas for some altar decor, and then I will tell you ways I celebrate. This information is all coming from my book of magic, so if you see me looking away from the camera, that's because I'm reading it directly from my book. We're going to start with a little bit of history about the New Year's, or our calendar. The year starts on January 1st and ends on December 31st in the Gregorian calendar, which is the current calendar that we use. The calendar was introduced in 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII. Gregory's calendar corrected the Julian calendar's miscalculation of leap years to align with the solar year. Some themes surrounding New Year's Eve are reflecting, cleansing, purification, releasing, transition, and the end of a cycle. And then some themes surrounding New Year's Day are the start of a cycle, new beginnings, renewal, and setting intentions. The crystals I have picked are moonstone for new beginnings, change, and harmony, amethyst to absorb anger, stress, anxiety, and negativity, rose quartz for love or self-love, harmony, and positivity, fluorite for success, focus, and growth, obsidian for protection, grounding, and absorbing negativity. And then some herbs and plants are cinnamon for success, prosperity, good luck, protection, and love or self-love, lavender for peace and harmony, rosemary for protection, good luck, love or self-love, peppermint for prosperity and protection, and bay leaves for manifestation. The crystals and herbs listed can be used for different spells or just things to keep around during this time of the year. You can have them on your altar, or cook with the herbs, or carry the crystals with you. It's up to you. And then for most of the foods and drinks, those are personal associations of just things I usually have around New Year's. Some food and drinks are bread, different types of meat, different types of dairy. You can have ring-shaped foods like cakes or bagels or anything else. Root vegetables, pomegranates, which are associated with transition in the Hellenic belief, and then sparkling cider or champagne. And then some colors are white, black, gold, or silver. Some ideas for altar decor are any of the listed crystals or any crystals you associate with this time of year, any of the listed herbs. You can have ring or cycle symbols or actual rings, water symbols or actual water, associated animals, pictures or statues, associated gods, pictures, symbols, or statues. Some animals I associate with this time of year are butterflies, snakes, and earthworms. Because I'm a Hellenic pagan, I mostly have associated Greek gods, but I have made a small list of other pantheon deities for this time of year, but I will start with the Greek gods. The gods I associate with this time of year are Zeus, Hestia, Hecate, Kronos, Eos, Helios, and Apollon. Now, I don't know too much about other pantheons, gods, and what they're associated with, but I did do a little bit of research to help those who are not Hellenic pagans. So I made a small list of non-Greek deities that could be honored around this time. But if you are not a Hellenic pagan and you're looking for different deities to honor during this time of year, please do your own research, because I did very little research on this, but I just wanted to give some other options. There is the Roman god Janus, I believe it's pronounced. He is the god of doorways, thresholds, the past and future, so he could be a good god to worship around this time of year. Also, the month January comes from his name. In Norse mythology, there are the Norns, which I believe aren't gods, but female beings who control fate and time. There is also Odin, who is a god of knowledge, foresight, and transformation, which could be associated with this time of year. In Celtic mythology, there is the Morgan, who I believe is a goddess of fate and time. Angus Oak, I believe that's how you say that. I apologize if not. The god of rebirth and renewal. And then in Egyptian mythology, there is Hapi, who is the god of the Nile flood. And in Egyptian mythology, I believe the Nile flood was the start of the new year. Then there is Ra, the god of the sun, and I believe each sunrise was a time of renewal, so I think that kind of ties in with the renewal of the new year. And then there is Thoth, the god of time. I apologize if I mispronounced any of those names, and if my information is not correct. I did very little research on this, just enough to get me those names and to give you some more ideas if you are not a Hellenic pagan. Now on to how to celebrate, or to give you some ideas. First, I'm going to say that a lot of my rituals are surrounding honoring Greek gods, so if you don't want to do that, just skip that part or alter it to a different god, or alter it in any way you'd like. These are coming from my personal beliefs and my personal practice. I like to start on New Year's Eve, and I like to first physically and spiritually clean my space. So I will physically clean it, and then I'll use some sort of spiritual cleanser, whether that is smoke cleansing, noise cleansing, or cleansing with a charged water. In that time, I also go through my stuff and I get rid of any unwanted or unneeded items that I still have. I also physically and spiritually clean myself in a shower ritual. You can do a bath ritual instead. I like to light a black or silver candle to represent that year, and when I light it, I am burning away the past and releasing its energy into the universe. I give thanks to that year, but I'm ready to move past it. At that same time, I like to write a list of things I'd like to release before heading into the new year, and I usually just write that on a normal piece of paper, and then I like to burn it. But if you are not comfortable with burning the paper, or it just seems like too much of a safety hazard, then you can either rip it up, submerge it in water, or find any other way to release that. These next couple things are about honoring Hellenic gods. If you don't work with Hellenic gods, then you can alter this or skip it completely. At midnight, I like to give a prayer and sometimes an offering to Kronos, the god of time, and thank him for the past year and the new year. I like to give an offering and prayers to Hecate, the goddess of transition, and thank her for transitioning into the new year. I honor Zeus with a short prayer or an offering, being a protector of order and beginnings. If I'm awake at dawn, I like to honor Isos for bringing the dawn of the new year. Additionally, I like to honor Helios and Apollon for bringing the sun of the new year. I light a candle for Hestia to bless the house and bring harmony for the new year. to non-Hellenic rituals. I like to light a white or gold candle and either speak aloud intentions for the new year, or you could write manifestations on bay leaves and burn them in a candle. I also write a New Year's resolution, and that is a paper I usually don't burn. I usually have it somewhere I can view it at all times. I like to make some sort of vision board for the new year using color magic or magic symbols. I like doing a good luck and prosperity spell for the new year. Additionally, I remake all of the spells I have. And then I like doing a divination reading for the new year to see how the upcoming year is going to be, or at least the next couple months. And then I also like making a center pot to bring in new energy. That's all I have for today. Feel free to alter or skip anything I mentioned. And please do your own research when it comes to everything. These were just for a few ideas to give you on how to celebrate, coming from my own personal practice. I am going to be making a video on New Year's. It'll come out after New Year's, but showing you the actual rituals I do. I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy winter solstice and happy New Year's. Bye!